Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good day, whatever time it is that you're checking in on the Lotus D channel. Unwind with me, sit for a bit, and let's get into it. First things first, we have to finish my little notations, in this case, my notes of self-respect. We were discussing that on our last video together, and I want to make sure that we do that. I owe you guys that the last five, and let me just tell you, the last five are really detailed, are very specific, as well as the first five were. The first five are in my post, but I do want to share it, at least go through that part of it. So this may be a little bit of a lengthy kind of conversation with me, um, so it may be 20 minutes versus the 15 that I normally do. So hopefully you guys have that time on you can clock it in and it'll be okay. Just to unwind with me for a little bit, but just come and sit and let's chat it up. All right. First things first. Thank you for coming again, and hope you're having an amazing day today. If not, hopefully I have some things that are gonna make your mind think and get you right where you need to be and when it comes to self-respect. All right, here we go. So number one was setting boundaries. Number two was prioritizing mental health. Three was healthy lifestyle choices. Four was asserting your rights. And five, making choices that reflect self-respect. We have been discussing self-respect, self-esteem, and confidence. And now we're going to go into six, which is forgiving yourself. I told y'all it was going to be deep, so it's going to be at least 20 minutes, okay, for this one. Not on this one topic, but definitely, or on the topic, but not on this one example. Let's put it that way. So, forgiving yourself. Oh my goodness. This is being able to accept your mistakes, learning from them, and not being harsh to yourself by self judgment, meaning, I'm stupid. I'm so dumb. I can't believe I did that. I'm an idiot. I did this again. I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. I'm an idiot. I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. And saying it over and over and over and over and over again. Do you all understand when you keep doing that, you become it? Words are powerful. That's why when I get on here, I try my best to make sure I come with my light the brightest because I want to make sure that you all hear the words that are coming out of my mouth and they don't sound like, what's she talking about? Why is she coming down like that? Why she got a frown on her face? Those things really do affect others. We think it just affects us. But when I hear a friend of mine or I hear a family member say that, it hurts my heart. I know. It's not supposed to, right? Well, it does. Because then it makes me think to myself, this is not the first time I heard him say it. I'm not saying the first time you say it. I'm saying I've heard it three, four, five, six times. It starts to hurt me because it affects me. Because I'm like, you're saying this all the time about yourself. That's not true. And every time you probably hear me say, stop that. Don't say that. Oh, no, I'm just saying, no, you said it again. You're not an idiot. You're not stupid. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. No one is perfect. And I don't care how much they think they are, they're not. I used to be the number one person in the world, in the world, but let's just put it this way. I was all about perfection. I thought that I had to be the perfect child. I had to be perfect this. I had to be perfect sister. I had to be perfect, you know. No, I'm not. I chose not to be anymore because it was, first of all, it was hard. It was a waste of time and energy, and I was just like, I can't keep doing this to myself, and it was a lot. It was a lot. Little did I know that by being honest with myself and stop trying to be so perfect, that because of the caring and the kindness that went into those things that I did, I still came out as someone who was showing genuine love and being unapologetically myself. Honey, that's all you can want in the world. Somebody to see you as you, and you see you as you, and you let them see it, and they're like, okay, that's my kind of friend. You know what I mean? So be a friend of yourself by not saying harsh words to yourself that are so judgmental, because in time they will become, and you will become those words, first and foremost. Okay. Second, practicing self care. Your self care may be you I don't know, getting your toes done, your manicure, pedicure, eyebrows. For the gentleman on the call, for your beard being trimmed, you know what I mean? Um, it could be a lot of different things. I mean, for me, I'm like I'm working on certain things that I want to change for myself that cause me to have that bother my self-esteem. Whether it's, you know, it could be a lot of things. We're not gonna get into that today, but it's a lot, so I get it. We're only human, right? But self-caring means you don't self-reflect on all those things that are bringing you down. You think about those things that pump you up and make you feel pretty or make you feel handsome or make you feel worthy. And it makes you feel worthy to yourself. Again, we're talking about self-respect. Self-respect. Being worthy, not self-destruction. Okay? No self-destruction here. Avoid toxic relationships. Yeah, that one. You leave, you feel like it was the worst day. You leave, this person, you get with them, you're like, it's gonna be a good day. I'm in such a great mood. Woohoo! We're going to happy hour. We're doing this. We're doing that. I can't wait to get with them. Going to the picnic. We're gonna go to the ice skating rink. We're going this, that. You get there, you come home, you're sad. Why did I go? Worst experience ever. All they did the whole time was talk about their job and how they hate it. I'm not saying you can't talk about your job, but the whole time, or you talk about your husband or your boyfriend. Can't stand again. A friend listens to all those things. When we gonna have some fun? I was feeling great when I got here. Why all of a sudden do I feel like I want to leave? You know what? I forgot. I am not one that likes to tell lies or fibs or whatever you want to call them, but I am not one to put up with toxic energy for too long. And no one should. Period. Family, friendships, doesn't matter to me. All the same. Toxicity brings on or begets more toxicity. You start to self-reflect. You start to, again, go back to those things I said earlier. Okay, well, they did that. I did that too. I guess I'm stupid. Just like that. Well, that was dumb. Well, I should have done the same thing. Well, I didn't do that, and I did do that. Delete. Sorry. Block. Sorry. No time. Sorry, not sorry. And it could be too that the person's here and you're here, and it's not saying who's up and who's down, but you were so here at one point, like solid, and now it's just distancing. So you have to distance yourself from the person. They may still be on your social media. They may be on your contact list and you call them so often. Or they may be going through something and you just need to give them time to get away. But distance yourself. Whatever works for you. I distance myself and then I distance myself and then I keep on distancing myself if I feel like they're just not seeing it. And I also, one of the things I did learn from a friendship recently, or not recently, but years back, is that I can distance myself, but I need to tell them why. If they, sometimes people don't know why you're distancing yourself. They think I'm the best friend in America. Anytime you want to call on me, I am there for you. I got you 100%. What you need? And you're like, no, you're not. I called you last week crying, and you said, uh-huh, mm-hmm, okay, really? Wow, stop. Okay. No. Sorry, girl. Sometimes a person does want to vent and they just want to hear that, okay, I hear you. I'm here for you. I'm just listening. And sometimes they want your opinion. So that's how we get into the next thing, expressing your opinion. Everybody got a right for an opinion. Everybody has an opinion. There's a saying to that, but I'm not going to repeat that. But everybody says you got this, you got that, then you got a right for an opinion. We all have a right to have an opinion. We all have a right to be heard and seen. Period. Every every one of us. But it's about your delivery, and it's about how you receive it. It's about how you respond to it and how you react to it, if you will. That makes it a huge difference when it comes to self-respect. People say, I match energy. I match the energy that I see other people have. I just match it. Okay, that's great. But what if that energy is toxic and you start matching that and that's not who you are? And your family member checks you and says, hey, what's going on with you? And you're like, what do you mean? Ain't nothing going on with me. I'm not and they're like, okay, if you say so, but you seem different. And they're like, I gotta tell you, something ain't right. And you're like, what do you mean? You've been on the edge lately. You can blame it on a lot of stuff, but a lot of times it's the company you keep, period. So be careful of that. Avoid toxic relationships and express your opinion because your opinion matters. It just does. And when people ask you those questions, they want to hear what you have to say. A lot of times somebody will come to me and say, da, 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 da. And they'll say, what do you think? Thank you. Release. Or I'll come to them and I'll say, I really need your help. Or I really need you to listen, but I also want you to give me some feedback. Okay. Being able to take feedback is the best thing in the world. Let me tell you something though. Being able to give feedback is hard because you have to be very much so mindful of how it's going to be received, especially when someone's going through something that's really detrimental to them or something that they consider to be extremely important or prioritizing of some sort, whether it's they get in a relationship and it's horrible and they're going in through a toxic relationship or they're not taking care of themselves. You're looking at them, you're like, girl, I have never seen you need to have this, that, and that, and the other. What's happening? Let me go take you, let's go get a petty. Oh, thank you. And then all kind of stuff comes out. The matter of fact, the flood is coming through. Just get a life preserve, get you a little, one of those little tired things, just sit on it because you get ready for it. But be ready for it. Be ready to receive it. Don't do it so you can go back and tell people, oh, girl, I took so and so to the nail salon. Oh, she just kept going. That is not a friend. That's basically just shady. That's shady. That's all kinds of shade with that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not respectful. And then guess what happens too? They don't respect you, that friend or the friend you're talking to. Because again, we all have opinions. So be mindful of that. You have the right to express your opinion, but it should be to the person that has come to you to ask for it, not the person who's over here. If you have a person that you're with and you got to talk about them behind their back on a regular occasion because you cannot deal with them, then don't deal with them. Distance yourself. Bye. Block or just cut them off. It hurts. It's hard sometimes, but it's between you and them. And when you feel, like I said, you go out and you come home and you're here. And when you go home, you're here. You start melting literally to a ball. That's a problem. And it's not a good one. There's no self-respect in that whatsoever for yourself, even more so, because you're allowing that person to take control of that. And we will talk about strengths and things of that nature another time, but please understand where I'm coming from. Okay. Yes. Is it hard? Yeah. Will you be able to do it the first time they start driving you? They start doing the same thing they always do? Maybe not. It may take a minute, but if it keeps happening, that means you're allowing it to happen. One, you're allowing that to happen. What you allow, you teach. So you can't continue to do that. You got to figure it out how you can get out of that. Um, Toxic relationships are a whole entire topic by themselves. There's so many different facets that go to that, and so many different levels of, or I should say, scenarios that wrap around that. So please understand, we're not going to get into that today, but we're definitely, some of these points I brought up are going to be examples or topics that we will discuss. And if you hear anything today, please, please, when you like and subscribe, those two things, please make sure you also leave a comment and letting me know, hey D, I really liked the top 10. My biggest thing that stood out was this. Can we talk about that? I would love that. It would help me, help you, help me. Okay? All right. Last but not least, investing in personal growth. Oh, man, that's why you're down here. That's why you're on the I'm a certified life coach. You're hanging out with me for a minute. You're unwinding your day, or unwinding for 15 minutes, or in this case, probably more closer to 20 today. We already hit the 16 mark. So investing time in you. I am not here to talk about me. Trust me. I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about you. But I want to talk about me, how I can help you be you and me help you. Period. That's what that is. Coaching to get you there, to cause you to have some positivity, to understand how you can better yourself, or how you can feel better, or how you can, I don't know, just get to a point where you're not, in this case, all these top 10 things are happening on a regular basis. You're feeling like, I'm not setting any boundaries. I don't prioritize my mental health. I'm not making great healthy lifestyle choices. I'm not being assertive. I'm not forgiving myself. I beat myself up by saying harsh words to myself with self-judgment. I don't take time for me to sit somewhere for 45 minutes out of your time, out of the week, 45 minutes. Go get your, and gentlemen, get hair trim. For those of you who do locks or braids like I do, you know, taking time to make yourself feel good about who you are and what you represent, and just being able to speak to it and say, I may not feel great today, but I look cute. That makes a it could change your life, literally. So again, investing in your personal growth. That could be you reading, books and things of that nature. I have a friend that will be on here on the podcast with me at one point. She's my little bookworm friend. She's really close. She's one of my besties, and she's all about books. So she'll be here one day in the future with us to tell us. We'll have a little book situation happening, but until then, self-help books are always great, especially because they can be on one topic and discuss one topic only. Um, I only give you so much of my time. I also do consultations, but I'm not here to tell you that per se. I'm just letting you know that I do. Okay. Aside from that, it's really all about committing to learning more to self-improve your life. The examples I mentioned today and the other day were simply made and put out to you all in the YouTube universe or verse about ways to, it was examples of ways to illustrate how self-respect manifests and how it can affect your daily life, and how you should be able to make decisions that reflect that. Period. That's it. No big, things here. Just making sure you understand what that means and how that looks, and how those changes you make, the little changes, can be huge and significant. So whatever it is that you do in order to help you, whether it's continue to visit me here on my channel, or it is to visit me on my channel and do other things as reading books of such and things of that nature, which you can also drop it in comment section and tell me what you've read lately that you want to share, and I'll throw it out there for you with the author's name, of course, unless you are the author. But those types of things will help you. And remembering you have a voice. Not only are you supposed to be, sometimes, let me rewind for a second. Something just hit me, so I'm gonna share with you. A lot of times we don't think we're heard, or let's say we're not seen. We feel invisible. Believe it or not, I feel invisible. Sometimes I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not here. But there's a lot of times I want to be heard, especially when it comes to certain things. And you guys did your march, right? The other day. Then protesting is something I truly believe in, and I love doing it as well. Um, but you were able to be seen and heard. It made you feel amazing, right? Please always remember that. You have a right to that. You have a right to your opinion. You have a right for your voice to be heard. You have a right to be seen of who you are, truly are. And I'm glad you tuned in to me today so that I can help you hopefully have understand what self respect means and that you have every right to say no to someone who is upsetting your life and unfortunately not giving you the happiness you deserve. It starts again with you building up enough strength to not answer that phone call from that person that you know brings you down, not answer the door when someone rings it. They're at work and they come to your cubicle or your desk, letting them know, I'm sorry, I'm busy today. I can't talk to you. I know these things sound harsh, but you have to remember and keep in your mind's eye, oh my goodness, every time I do this, I allow this to happen. But you also have to make sure that you are not saying, I'm stupid, I'm an idiot, I don't matter. That's what you're saying when you call yourself stupid and idiot and dumb. It is. You're putting yourself in the worst harsh judgment of all because words can change the entire scope of things. So, anyway, that's my take on it, guys. Thank you again for unwinding with me. I appreciate it. I'm very honored that you did today. And I hope that you were able to leave with something that brings you some positivity to keep you up here in a higher frequency. Hopefully, it made you think about some things that you want to improve on, which will take you to that place as well. All right. So, that being said, those two things, like and subscribe, and